Hello everyone, I'm Rohit. In this short video, I'd like to show how to set up and use a demonstrating proof of possession feature within GitLab. Let's call it DPoP for short. So DPoP is a really nice security feature that you can enable to eliminate the problem of token leaks. So like a user who has DPoP enabled, even if their personal access token gets disclosed online, an attacker in possession of such a token won't be able to use it without having a valid what we call a DPoP proof. But yeah, before we get into all that, let's see how we can enable this feature for a particular user. So in this case, I would like to enable the DPoP feature for this user. So we need access to Rails console to do that. So let's run this in the Rails console. Picked up the user that I'm interested in and just enable the DPoP feature for that user. Yeah, so to see if the setting is enabled in the UI for that user, we need to go to, yeah, let's refresh this page. So it's basically user preferences, access tokens. And as you can see, we have the setting here. I'd like to enable DPoP, so let's select this and click Save Changes. Now, with this setting updated, any calls to REST or GraphQL, endpoints would need an additional header called DPoP with the value being a JWT, so which we call the DPoP proof. So once the setting is enabled, if you call the REST API as usual, passing the private personal access token as a header, it would not work. So let's see what would happen if I run a command like this, call command like this. The REST API would just say, no DPoP header request. So as I said, we need to pass the DPoP proof as a separate header in the calls to the REST or GraphQL APIs. So how would we generate that DPoP proof? Using the GLab CLI. So let me show you the command. It's just one command that you run to generate the DPoP proof. That's it. So you have the JWT here. This is the DPoP proof. Let me save this as an environment variable locally. We've saved it. Now let's call the REST API passing the DPoP header. That's it. You're able to access the API again now. And the additional hurdle that an attacker would have is to pass this DPoP proof, which they would not have access to because the DPoP proof generation is tied to your SSH private key that is tied to the public key that you've uploaded on your profile. So similarly, if I would like to make a GraphQL API call, this would not go through because it doesn't have the DPoP header. However, if I'm passing the DPoP header, it should work. So as I said before, even if an attacker is in possession of a leaked packet, they won't be able to, compromise your account because they would not have a valid DPoP proof in their possession. So this is the pad. Me as an attacker, I have access to this pad that might belong to you. Yeah, let me add that as a environment variable, and let's run this curl API call. As is shown before, this won't work. The REST API would just say there's no DPoP header in the request. So what happens if I leak my DPoP proof also somewhere in a issue comment or an MR comment? What happens if I even disclose this DPoP proof? Let's see. This is a leaked DPoP proof. So let's add this as a environment variable, and then run the command that would pass the DPoP header with the request. As you can see, the signature says the signature has expired. So the good thing with the DPoP implementation we have is the DPoP proof, the JWT, would only be valid for 5 minutes. So even if you disclose both your personal access token and the DPoP proof online, an attacker won't be able to, maintain access more than, like, if like they're able to find it within 5 minutes, they might have access to your account. But yeah, once the 5 minutes passes, the both the proof and the personal access token would be useless for an attacker. So in this way, we're eliminating the class of problem called token leaks. So hope this helps. Let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.